Sorcerers! Josh here. Good news. I've been seeing a lot of new names in the Discords, a lot of new names on Facebook, and a lot of people in the rules section of the Discords asking a whole lot of basic questions. Like, I don't understand regions. Or what do you mean I can't bury on Aqueduct? What do you mean this minion's airborne? How is he hit by Wrath of the Sea? Questions like that. The questions that indicate that we have a ton of new players. And that is great. More than anything else, what I wanted from Arthurian Legends is for the game to grow. For us to get a much larger pool of additional players playing the game. Casually, competitively, on TTS, whatever. Because more players converts to longevity. And that's what I want. Longevity. I want this game to stand the test of time. Because heaven knows, I have seen more than enough games fail in my lifetime. So, lots of new players, which is fantastic. But that's also correlated to something else. And that is changes in the beta market. I've talked to a lot of folks who sell singles, who do that type of thing, store owners. They have all seen an increase in people buying beta singles. So it's not just, I'm ordering all the Arthurian Legends to finish my set. I'm ordering all the Arthurian Legends I need to complete my play set. No, these are mixed orders. People picking up beta staples, whether it's a set of grapple shots, a set of crossroads, whatever it is. It's a mix of picking up some cool Arthurian Legends cards and beta cards that complement it, which clearly indicates we are getting a lot of new players. Now, because of that, the beta market has started to really see some increases. For example, the cores just took a huge jump. Now, it's possible with the cores and the stone that was a buyout. I think, given the number that were available, someone could have come along and bought out what was there to get us the big jump. We went from 40 to like 60 for most of them, pretty close. I think the Amethyst was like at 67, but most of them took a pretty big jump. 10, 20 bucks, boom, all the way. But in addition to those, I've seen increases on all of those beta staples that we look at. And some of the increases are small, but when you think about it, when a card is only $4 or $5, a 50-cent increase, a 75-cent increase, that's a huge deal. That's saying that the card has a lot of desirability and that people are seeking it out and willing to pay a little bit more. And that's healthy growth, which is what we want. Earthquake jumping from $5 to $15 is a problem. Earthquake going from $5 to $6 is good. Makes sense. It's healthy growth. That means that since we're dealing with a small market, we all know Sorcery's not huge, not a card game that everyone's playing, so it can absorb tens and hundreds of thousands of players all at once. Certainly the singles market can't. And that's kind of been one of the early problems in alpha. The box prices got so high, everyone wanted to try the game, but they're like, I can't pay $400 for a set of starters. It's just not possible. So this is good, healthy growth. And that's what I'm hoping we continue to see, is that these cards that are staples in beta continue to move up by increments. Just small increments as things go on. Now, obviously, because of the one set per year release schedule, assuming that that is held to, it's going to fall off. After 6 months, people are going to lose interest, whatever, that's going to happen. But for right now, we're seeing what we need to see after the release of Arthurian Legends. We're seeing people coming in, liking Arthurian Legends, and then saying, hey, I need to go pick up these beta staples. And that's good for everyone. It's good for the people that sell singles. It's good for Eric's Curioso because there's more players. It's good for those of us trying to organize events. It's good for everybody. And it's at a sustainable pace. Now, I admit, I want Sorcery to be played everywhere. But I don't want Sorcery to end up where the cards are unattainable, like when we were back in Alpha and people were like, I want to play, but I just can't. I can't spend $40 a pack. So we're in a good place. But back to the market. If you're in it, and if you're new especially, and you're thinking about, hey, I want to pick up this or that card because I'm going to engage in paper play and not on TTS, you're going to have to think about, I think you're going to have to be very strategic about your purchases. Card prices are going to be going up because there's a whole lot of people coming into the market. And we've already seen those increases, especially on the really high-end cards. But don't forget, in Sorcery, you don't need the high-end cards to have a competitive deck. At Gen Con, the deck that won didn't have a core and didn't have a stone. So, just remember that those high-end cards, cool as they are, you don't need them necessarily to make a good deck. Even if you're playing casually, you can do all sorts of fun things without those $60 and $50 and $40 cards. No problem. But, if you're looking around, right, and you're saying, hey, I want to get a pair of Earthquakes, you go pay a little bit more. But if we're talking, well, for the set you would pay 10 and now you're paying 11, people can do that, maybe 12. People will do that. That's not a big increase. But it is a sign of growth that's very important. So, right now, it looks like the beta market is increasing in general. We're seeing lots of cards going up a little bit here and there. The mixes, the sites that we would expect, Sinkhole, Crossroads. Although I will say Sinkhole seems to have jumped up quite a bit more. And I do wonder if that's because we have a lot of site destruction options in Arthurian Legends, and if people are going to, augment that new kit from Arthurian Legends with the Sinkhole. Could be. I don't know. But overall, lots of good things. Looks like the beta singles are finally starting to move. We don't know if there's going to be another print run. So also, if you're in this game and you're like, hey, I'd like to experience a beta box and you're brand new, probably go pick one up. Team Covenant still has them for retail. You can get them. Go to the marketplaces, whatever it is you want to do to acquire that box. But if you want to get them at retail, you can definitely, for the moment, at Team Covenant. So that's kind of your options, kind of where we're at. I really think that these increases we're seeing in beta, they're going to stick around for a little bit. There's going to be a lull, 3 to 6 months. Once we get past the hype, that's going to happen. We're going to see a small decrease again. So if you're the type of person that's like, you know what, I'm going to build this one really cool deck I like. I need these cards from beta. I'm going to snag those now. But I'm going to wait on, that Aquamarine core because I'm not going to play water for a while, or I don't want it as part of the deck that I'm building. I think that's probably a decent plan, especially if you're on kind of a limited budget, and you've got to be very strategic about what you're buying so you can play what you want to play. I know that can be very hard, obviously. Everybody wants to try new decks. We want to all do new and different things. I've been trying to get my Arthurian Legends collection built up, so I've got my play set and I can go, but that takes time. So while you're in the market now, especially for new players, go look at beta. There's lots of great single sellers, TCG player, or if you go to the markets, lots of folks. And many of those folks will help you out, especially if you're new. A lot of times I've noticed, especially if you go to those marketplaces, not TCG player, but if you go to those marketplaces and you talk to folks and say, hey, I'm new, trying to acquire this, a lot of folks in this community are really cool and really nice, and they throw in some extras in whatever you buy, whether it's just bulk ordinaries or bulk exceptionals, stuff like that. So that can really help a new player out. So if you are going to buy and you go to the marketplace, you never know. You may run into the person who's really cool, really kind, and they're like, here's a set of, whatever, a few play sets of these ordinaries that are really cool and really important to most decks that you should have in your collection from beta. But other than that, I think right now we're in a good place. We've got good natural growth, and that's exactly what we need. So keep on contesting the realm, and I'll talk to you all later.